So, testing, testing, one, two, three, testing. I hope people can hear me. Testing. Biscuits. Testing. All right. I think people can hear me. So I'm on my way home from work, and I wanted to stream for a bit. Um, I'm just unsure of what's going on in my life right now. I'm unsure of what's going to happen in terms of streaming, in terms of my channel, in terms of my page. I want suggestions. I want suggestions, but I don't know what to do. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. Um, I'm trying to be okay. I'm trying to get everything together in terms of how I handle my streaming and how I handle my content in general. Because I keep saying this, I want to entertain people. I really, truly want to entertain people. And I'm not getting the views that I want to get. I'm not getting the eyes on my channel that I want to get. And that's kind of depressing. I'm gaining subscribers, but I'm getting no interactions, whether on my long form content or my short form content. I'm not getting anybody. So what do I do in this situation? How do I handle it? I don't know. That's the thing. I really do not know. So I'm reaching out to my friends who have had a little bit more success than me and who have gone through this whole rigmarole and this whole situation of how how we're supposed to deal with this thing called YouTube, and see what they can suggest. And I understand they're not miracle workers, but they can kind of guide me in a more centered direction. Because right now my ADHD is taking over my entire page. My ADHD has me in a vice, has me in a grip, and it's the driving force of this entire page. One moment you'll get some anti-progressive video, and then the next you'll get me talking about video games and the stupidity that is the gaming industry, and how the gaming industry kind of just became the movie industry. They're trying too hard to be interactive movies. Video games are really trying too hard to be interactive movies, and it's kind of sad because there was a moment in time in my life where I wanted video games to be like an interactive movie. That sounded like it was awesome and it was cool and it was good. Oh, there's a log truck. Um, and we always just wanted to have as much immersion as possible. But as you can tell with me, I'm playing PSP games on my channel. The old PSP, PlayStation Portable. Because that was back at a time where excuse me. That was back at a time where we really, we had full games. Things weren't being charged up the wazoo. Once you bought a game, you kept the game and its entire contents. That's it. It's every little thing in regards to um, games back when the PlayStation Portable was around. I I'm just tired of it. Between Sony wanting to censor crap, between Sony wanting to censor crap, and Hollywood wanting to censor crap, and just nothing really being okay with me in terms of that, because it's the principle of the thing with me. It's the principle of the thing, because I don't play games that need to be censored necessarily. Most of my games are pretty G to PG-13. So they don't really need much censorship, but it's the principle of the thing, you know? It's the whole entire principle. If they're gonna censor games that you know for a fact what you're getting with this game, you know it's gonna be gory, you know it's gonna have blood, you know it's gonna have violence, you know it's gonna have mature themes and mature situations. You know that because it says it on the box. And then all of a sudden they want to go and they want to censor everything. Sony wants to censor everything. And I'd be surprised if Microsoft didn't follow suit. The only company, funny enough, that doesn't want to censor crap is Nintendo. Nintendo is literally the only company that does not want to censor a dang thing. And they've even been blunt about it. They're like, we're not censoring anything. We refuse to censor anything. And that's why I'm a very happy Switch owner. I am. I need to save up for the new one if there's going to be a new one, and you just go ahead and put money aside now for the new Switch because I know I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to. I'm so sick and tired of censorship because I have friends online that play these games. I have friends online that do these types of things that play the blood and the gory games and stuff like that, and they're not getting the experience that they pay for. They're not getting the experience that the creator wanted. And I know it sucks for the creator as well. The creator didn't want this to happen. Like that horror game that I spoke about in my most recent video. It might have been a few videos ago. My most recent gaming related video. I forget what it was called. I think Martha is Dead, I believe is the name of it. You knew what you were getting with that. Psychological horror movie type game. Psychological horror. You knew what you were getting when you played the game. And what do they do? What does Sony do? Sorry, it's too violent for everyone. You're not allowed to have violence in your violent video game. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is Sony so stupid? Why is Sony so freaking stupid, man? I don't know. Like, I get it. People buy Sony because the PS5 has remarkable graphics. I understand that. I get it. I support it. It's cool. But my whole thing is this. What good is having a system with state-of-the-art graphics if the experience is subpar? Like, what's the point? I don't get it. And also, if they're going to go after the more adult games, the more mature games, M-rated games, where you would expect all this violent stuff to happen, what's going to stop them from wanting to censor the more kid-friendly games for no reason? An E for Everyone game could be censored at the drop of a dime, all because they want to. They're controlling your experience when it comes to video games. And that's just not something I'm down with. I'm not cool with. I don't care what your politics are. I don't care if you make a video game based off your politics. That doesn't matter to me. anyone should be able to have a video game made, period. No censorship whatsoever unless you, the creator, decide to censor the game. If you, the creator, don't decide to censor the dang thing, then that's on you. And your art should be whatever your art is. If you want to make a progressive feminist type video game, go right ahead. But Brianna Wu, I believe, tried that one time and it failed miserably. But I still supported her right to make that game, especially since it made me laugh seeing all the horrible reviews in regards to that video game. I just don't understand. I just don't understand why so many people support censorship. Because again, if you watch that video that I made in regards to Sony's censorship of Margaret is Dead, if you watch that, you will see that people are being way too ridiculous. One of the comments I'm remembering off the top of my head that I read said something along the lines of, yes, people die in video games all the time, but this person's ripping the face off of someone and wearing it. I'm like, okay. And your point? You know what's in the video game. You know what content is in this game. So what is your point, dude? Why are you complaining? Don't buy the game. I ain't gonna buy the game. I'm the first one to say I'm not buying that video game. Ever. Not even close. Because you know why? I don't want to see people's faces get ripped off and put on your character's face. I don't want to. That doesn't intrigue me. That doesn't sound like a fun, hot time for me. It just doesn't. Why would I want to look at that? Why? But at the same time, I'm not calling for a boycott of the game. I'm not begging Daddy Sony or Daddy Nintendo, in my case, to censor the game simply because I'm not buying it. It's like the people who complain about Hogwarts Legacy Collection. They complained about Hogwarts Legacy when we all know for a dang fact none of those people were going to play that game ever. We know that. We know they didn't plan to do so. You kidding me? They weren't going to play the game, but they wanted to make sure you didn't play the game. That's their whole mode of operation. I don't know why I'm going into Walmart. I don't need anything from Walmart. Sweet Moses. But that's their whole mode of operation. They want you to not have the thing that you want to have. They want to take away your entertainment. These vultures, these cockroaches that constantly complain in regards to this need to censor. Oh, this is made by a transphobic person. And if you watch it, you're a transphobe too. They want to control you. See, I just see something and I'm like, okay, that's what's in the game. It's not for me. I'm going to move along and play the hundreds of video games that are made for me. The E for everyone games that are made for me. And what I look for in a game and what I want in a game. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. You're so stupid if you feel like it is acceptable. You're so stupid if you feel it's acceptable to control what other people put in their minds. The only people you can control are your children as you're raising them. The same people that are pro censorship in games, the same people that are helicopter parents in this entire regard of a game that they're not even going to play. Most likely these are the same type of progressive people that support, children transitioning. Because that's usually how it is. It's usually what it is. It's usually how things go. And it pisses me off that that's the case, you know? It pisses me off that that's what we have to deal with. But they want to control you. They want to control you by any means necessary. They don't give a dang. Because they're bitter people who don't want to see people having fun. See, with me, if a friend of mine is playing a horror game and they're getting their money's worth and they're having fun doing so, good on them. Good on them. Only time I would ever tell somebody maybe don't play that game is if it's actually causing them some mental torment. Like they're unable to sleep for long periods of time. That's the only time, is if it's causing them harm. Because I'm not one of these people who believes that, video games make you violent. I believe that they can give inspiration to violent people, but the violent person was already going to commit the violent act whether or not they had a video game in front of them. That's just how it is. So, I don't know. I just basically rehashed what my last video was. But yeah, I appreciate anyone listening to the VOD on this one, the video on demand. And I hope that you guys all have a blessed day. I am somebody who's very passionate about censorship, and I don't think censorship should happen. Obviously, there are exceptions. If you're wanting to make games that are about harming kids and doing gross things to kids, obviously, I'm not for that. If you're wanting to make a video game that, you know, is about really, really, really illegal crap, obviously I'm not for that. I never will be for that. So those are the things that I'm against. But other than that, anything should be on the table in regards to a video game. Because a video game is art. A video game is an art piece to a certain degree. And if a creator wants to showcase their art, they have every right to. So, yeah. That's all I have to say. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Excuse me. But that's all I got to say, guys. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Whether anybody watches this or not, I don't know. But this is Gabe of Radio Blobfish signing off saying take care and God bless. Peace out, everybody.